wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? If you enjoy hawking loogies, scumming rivers, or smacking your withering lips as the dehydration kicks in, you need not worry. As for the other 99.9% of you who require liquid consumption, open your ears. Yes, water is a renewable resource that the water cycle replenishes on the daily. What's not renewable is fresh water, which is currently being held up in melting glaciers, underground aquifers being drunk by the mole people, or existing in a lake or water bottle while simultaneously getting its Rotten Tomato certified freshness score gradually lowered. Chemical leaks, oil spills, fertilizer runoff, industrial waste, litter, nanners, Drano, boxes of rubber duckies. All of this and more contribute to the contamination of our drinking or crapping water with bacterial splotches and the murder of underwater animals breathing in the fumes of Cheeto bags. All the while, freshwater supplies are literally going down the drain, the price of water is too low making everyone take it for granted, and the river's natural filtration and plumbing services are being broken because they can't empty their freaking spam folders fast enough. Now, in case it didn't register through your Thanos-thick skull, this is bad! Freshwater pollution and depletion cause waterborne diseases, marine and coastal ecosystem destruction, eutrophication, depleted river flow, reduced food production, crippling depression, seagulls choking on candy wrappers. I mean, I don't like the buggers either, but death by asphyxiation seems just a twinge harsh. And currently, 5 gigantic, rotating cyclones of garbage gyrate throughout the world's oceans not as literal trash islands, but more like foul-smelling soups, killing heaps of marine life as their trash molecules wind up into red lobsters the world over. Ha! Get roasted, Red Lobster, I just called your food trash! Now, little Sally may like jumping down the water slide into a river of what looks like the inside of a zit, but I personally like my water like I like my ladies. Fresh. Unfortunately, incompetent wastewater treatment is when your local wastewater treatment facility deems sewage-ridden water safe enough to be reused and reconsumed. By you. That's not fresh! Now, though it may be effective, shooting flaming arrows through politicians' windows ain't the only way to chuck these problems down the drain. Start by not pouring any chemicals down the drain or into the ground or whatever, and instead use them as a nice beverage. Using deep aquifers, putting double holes on oil tankers, not spraying pesticides near rivers, setting a region-wide water limit that households will be taxed if they go over. Taxed. Ugh. Cleaning the filthy scraps left over from that Yakuza beach party last night, corking your faucet. Just make sure you don't have frickin' Flint water, fricker. The jungle! Welcome to the jungle! Watch it bring you to your knees! Now, if some a-hole with a chainsaw came and started grinding at your house to extract the precious booty from its borders, what would you do? If you don't call 911 or confront them with your own chainsaw, you're the nutcase here. But if you don't like this fricker disrupting your valuable PS4 time, what makes us deforesting animals' habitats any different? One can yeet out all the, oh, animals don't have feelings, or oh, humans are dominant, or oh, shove a wiffle ball bat down your throats they want, but nothing can convince me that the destruction of grasslands, deserts, forests, jungles, mountains, coral reefs, national parks, writhing tentacle crevices, and whatever else, is worth the immense damage to spout from it. Forests, with their hollow trunks and parasitic mistletoe, are the #1 biome to be touched in bad places by humanity. Whether their streams get convoluted, wildlife get headshot, or trees get burned or chopped for lumber or marshmallow cooker. Just so happens deforestation also has some of the worst effects, including adding to air and water pollution, soil erosion, global warming, habitat loss, species extinction, and the middle finger from the hippie protester tied to a tree trunk. Similarly, tropical forests, particularly one big A word in Brazil, are being decimated by so much stuff that, here's a list. Over 20% of the Amazon is now not there. Predicted to be 20,000 square miles of rainforest choking out per year, sparking tons of more global warming, pollution, erosion, losses in medical supplies, economic downfall, and mass disappearance of a rainbow menagerie of jungle-dwelling species. The grasslands, best known for their grassland lands, get blamed not by lawnmowers, but by cropland conversion, savage fires, and moo cows stuffing their faces with grass, which all expose the luscious topsoil to that soily weathering that everybody loves. Mighty mountains, the earth-freaking breasts, are victims of destruction because humans can't keep their explosives in their pants and literally blow up mountaintops to extract the coaly organs inside, all the while erosion and climate change buffet them further. Bringing about the losses of mountainous freshwater supplies, glacial melt, and holocaust to any mountain life when 10 tons of dynamite blow the entire peak to friggin' smithereens! Now, your sandy, dusty, vegetation-void deserts may seem impossible to destroy, but humans have managed to do what we're best at doing. Freaking stuff up! By depleting desert groundwater, having off-road vehicles erode the sand, and having Las Vegas, We've somehow made this fragile ecosystem even more useless and dummy. And just because we're leechy land dwellers doesn't mean those life clusters in or near the water are safe. The worldwide warming brings ocean acidification that torpedoes the shells of corals and coral reefs. Organisms are killed by pollution, overfishing, and trawler fishing, or scraping the ocean floor. And destruction of coastal ecosystems like estuaries or coral reefs mean detrimental apocalypses to the 90% of all marine species that freaking live there! Gee, humans must be fun at parties. We must repent! Plant a forest, recycle cropland, tie yourself to a telephone pole in the name of stopping the construction of a Waffle House, make national parks, keep oil tycoons out of national parks, make paper out of weed, and leave the mountains alone! We must repent for our stinky sins on your deity's planet and do something! Rally up, boys, it's time to make Earth Day every day! And save the red panda, frickers. Here comes the sun. Nah, that's too optimistic. Black hole sun! Are you tired of sweating your balls off? Have you experienced any liquid surges in the past 5 to 10 years? Have the Weather Channel's forecast sounded more like an apocalyptic prophecy made by a fanatical cult? Then try Climate Lubricant, the world's go-to sunscreen for global warming. Wow! You gawk. Climate Lubricant, the world's go-to sunscreen for global warming?
Not right. That's right.
Climate Lubricant is an innovative new product created by the makers of the depancing machine and the inflatable Kim Jong-un blow-up doll, designed to help you tackle all of your climate-combating needs. Everyone hates the sheer mention of pesky climate change caused by excess greenhouse gases, most notably this fricker. Atmospheric warming will make your day wet and wild with its various side effects, including but not limited to melting glaciers, rising sea levels, melting permafrost, rising temperatures, lowering temperatures, severe weather, ocean acidification, increased disease, decreased food production, environmental refugees, annihilation of millions of species and habitats, witch burnings from religious fanatics and high temperatures, and more. Climate Lubricant works simple, right? You take the gelatinous mixture harvested from our chamber of orphans and apply it directly upon any surface to instantly stabilize the temperature. My wife was busy threatening me with divorce because I left the toilet seat up. I tried Climate Lubricant on her and she instantly cooled down. Now we're married, albeit not happily. Thanks, Climate Lubricant. Sure, you can use renewable energy, carbon emission regulations, or Arbor Day, but with Climate Lubricant's cutting-edge technology, why do all that? Just pay $119.99 to get 2 free copies, a handling manual, a cardboard box, a sales tax, no refund, and a Playboy magazine. And remember, kids, if you see somebody denying the existence and apocalyptic threat of climate change, just tell them, okay, boomer, and politely ask them if they have any last words before you unplug their life support. Because only a boomer would deny climate change. Climate Lubricant may cause sweating, itching, diarrhea, constipation, meningitis, foot cancer, or your skin to fall off. Do not use when pregnant or fat. Consult your doctor before applying. Do not attempt any stunts performed in this commercial. Don't let any animals or small children shove container up a hole. Rated T for teens. Everybody sing like it's the last song you will ever sing. Well, if you ever wanted a sea otter, green turtle, sea lion, black spider monkey, arctic fox, elephant, shark, tiger, whale, gorilla, or red panda is a pet, do it now. Uh-oh. I can't take it anymore. Red pandas, red freaking pandas. The IUCN Red List showcases over 30,000 threatened plant and animal species, 10,000 endangered species, 6,400 critically endangered species, and plenty of more species waiting in line to be next on said list. The background extinction rate is as much as 1,000 times higher than it would be if humans were not on this planet right now. The good old United Nations has announced 1 million species are threatened with the possibility of extinction, and keystone species like the great white shark, the prairie dog, Alcorn and staghorn corals. Red pandas are capable of collapsing entire communities and food webs if their species were to OD on humanity. And it's because of humans! Yes, there's always nature booting out its inhabitants through competition, predators, or giving the food supply venom. But because we've been changing their climate, destroying their habitats, depleting their resources, hunting their brethren, and invasive species, they're friggin' dying! It's a mass extermination of life right beneath our friggin' nasal cavities. You never hear about it on the 6 o'clock news who instead go, oh look, a butterfly, and proceed to substantially rip apart every letter of the Donald's newest useless tweet. And the effects aren't tiny either, being that everything and everyone is related within nature. Shut up! Since everything is related, one addition or removal of a species can have a rippling butterfly effect that deals major damage to an ecosystem. You drop one active lighter on a grass patch, next thing you know, Australia's on frickin' fire. Case in point, wolves! These gnarly buggers got annihilated out of Yellowstone by some peeved off farmers who clearly were cat people, though to be fair they were killing all the livestock. And deer and elk populations surged like birth canals, where they gorged all the frickin' plants like the fat Americans they are, and eroded the frickin' soil. Decades after, with the soil still getting eroded, wolves were reintroduced because not even the bloodthirsty hunters who cheer at the sight of a deer could manage the grass grazers. Immediately, an epic gamer chain of effects purged the surrounding area in a pulsar of lupine eminence, including surging the populations of a gaggle of other species, making trees stop being midgets, and even transforming the freaking river behavior. Want the full story? Click this button and you're not a butt munch. Every single organism and species has a niche, a role, a pre-programmed purpose in its ecosystem. Take a species away and some whack stuff might happen, including entire food webs collapsing and destroying entire ecosystems, and vital ecosystem services like pollination from bees, pest control from spiders, soil anchorage of rooted plants, and anxiety prevention from your therapy turkey might dissipate and cause freaking havoc. So quickly! Organisms are dying out there! Build a zoo, grow a forest, donate 1/4 of your paycheck to the WWF. Anything to save the red panda and all those other species from vanishing off the face of the earth! To be honest, one of the main causes of all of this greenery obscenery is our ever-spreading isolation from the environment. If you get one message from this lengthy chain of videos, I hope it's, get outside, punk! Jog, hike, bike, dog walk, swim, fish, boat, trampoline, jump rope, hopscotch, stargaze, zipline, skydive, rock climb, jet ski, horse ride, sports, clean a park, climb a tree, trick or treat, ding dong ditch, flex hat chicks, sing at the top of your lungs over your neighbor's fence at midnight. The outside world hosts a thriving grid of entertainment that cyberspace wishes it could replicate. And this just in! I completely forgot to cram this into your skulls! I should note, if I didn't make it evident, that the mass bulk of environmental damage is caused by giant corporations, industries, or government facilities, not the public. I mean, your typical average Samaritan doesn't go around delogging the Amazon rainforest and dumping barrels of nuclear waste into the rivers on a monthly basis. Like, obviously we do contribute, what with overpopulation and garbage output and poverty and rednecks, but considering less than 1% of all total waste is the typical stuff that goes into your trash can, it's all industrial and radioactive. The big boys upstairs are kinda trash on not polluting the environment. Hopefully this video came out before the planet has turned into a cataclysmic wasteland where biker gangs and quaddy wieners scavenge the planet for raw meat, using the powers of Charles Darwin to justify such actions. In the meantime, I wish all of us luck in the future. We're gonna need it. Save the pandas! The red pandas! Regular pandas can go heck themselves! I'm gonna go write a strongly worded letter to an unspecified gas station now.